Is it possible to get really affordable leads from LinkedIn ads? And we're talking about reaching out to billion-dollar companies, sales directors, VPs of marketing, founders from startups, these kind of high-profile, really awesome people from really amazing companies. Well, this video is going to show you exactly how to get the most affordable leads from LinkedIn, and there are 3 specific things you need to be doing. So check it out. The first thing we really need to understand is bidding strategy. How do we get the best cost per lead we can with the bidding strategy? So let's jump in really quickly and look at that. So the first thing we need to know is, what bidding strategy are we choosing? We have a budget here and we have a bidding strategy. And what I'd recommend is never give LinkedIn any control and fully ignore this "we recommend" malarkey. It's not true. Just ignore it completely. You're going to be given an amount when you set up your ads. And what I want you to do first is go to manual bidding, unclick enable bid adjustment, because this is good if you have bigger budgets and you're trying to get more. But if you don't have a massive budget, I'd recommend taking full control and make sure every click counts. So the first thing you're going to do is just put it like a simple 1 or a low number in there, and it's going to come back with you with what the floor is. So LinkedIn has a floor they're going to allow for this campaign. So 205 is the floor. And what I recommend is bidding the floor to start with. And how this works is, when you set your campaign, monitor your campaign for the next 24 hours and see how many clicks you're buying with this floor bid. If it's not matching the budget you have on a 24-hour period, then you have to raise it. So bidding, the amount you bid is directly correlated to your budget. If you have larger budgets, you have to be more aggressive with your bidding. But as we're talking about, a lot of people have small budgets when they're trying to do this. Say your budget is $30 a day, right? And you're bidding 205. If over the next 24 hours, you've only spent $20, pounds, dollars, euros, whatever it is, then you know you're bidding too little because you're not buying enough. So although this is related to point number 2, the other thing you can do, which is the click-through rate, and I'll go into this in a sec. The first thing you're trying to do is this bidding strategy. So you're going, okay, we spent £20 over the past 24 hours. That's not quite the amount I want to be spending. So now I'm going to go to, let's put this up to 230. Let's see what happens with 230. If at this point you're close to the £30 budget, even if it's a little bit over or a little bit less, it's not going to be exact. It's going to be changing and fluctuating on a day-to-day basis. But if it's roughly around the £30 mark, or whatever your specific budget is on a daily basis, then you know you're getting the best bid for the amount you want to spend in regards to bidding alone. I just want to pause really quickly and tell you about this LinkedIn ads masterclass I've had for quite some time, but I want you to sign up to it and do it. It's like 35 minutes of me going into a full LinkedIn ads system that I use with my clients to generate a huge amount of demand. It's totally free. Just click on that and you'll get signed up to it. Now, the second thing we really need to be looking into is the click-through rate, and this does relate to the bidding. If you don't want to bid any more, you don't want to spend any more, then the number one thing you should be doing is working on your click-through rate. And basically, the average click-through rate on LinkedIn is something like 0.45%. And that sounds really low for Facebook advertisers, I know, which is more like 1% plus. On LinkedIn, an average is 0.45%. So that's average, but we should be doing a lot better than average. We should be trying to aim for the 1%. And if we get a high click-through rate, basically it's going to reduce the amount of we have to spend per click, because we're getting more people clicking, and it's going to actually reduce the cost per lead significantly if you have high click-through rates. So we need to be working on click-through rates. So the 2 main things which are going to affect your click-through rate are basically your creative and your copy. So you've got to imagine, when people are scrolling on their feed, say it's a sponsored content ad, you need an image to stop them from scrolling. So that's the objective of the image. And then you need the copy to sell them the click. So you're trying to sell them whatever the click is. Download this, or check out my website, do a demo, whatever that is. That's the selling the click, but the image is stopping them from scrolling. So we have an objective of the image, which is stop them from scrolling, and the copy is to sell the click. But we need to be A/B testing a bunch of different creatives and copy. And I would put loads more effort on the click-through rate than anything else, really. And so basically we need to be, what I would normally do is I would set up one campaign, then I'll come over here and click duplicate, and that will create the exact same campaign, and then just change one thing. And then do it again and just change one thing. And what I'd recommend is actually having something like this. Copy one, so the first copy, the first thing you've written, and creative one. Then copy two and the same creative. So you have the same creative but two different copies. So this is going to tell you, okay, which copy version is doing better? Is it this short version? Is it this more direct version? What is it that's doing better? So you can test that. And then the third one, I would actually have copy one again and creative two. So here you're testing two different copies, and here and this one you're testing two different creatives. And from that you can iterate and get rid of the ones that are working, are not working, and keep the ones that are, and then iterate on top. So you're constantly iterating and trying to get your click-through rate higher and higher and higher. So this is the second thing that's going to largely affect the cost per lead you're going to get. So now the third thing you need to really take into consideration is what is your offer. The offer is really, really important, because if you're sending traffic to download this gated content piece, or you're sending traffic to, so for example, I have this one, this is like, I could send traffic to this and I can get, a cost per lead, which is much lower than, say, if you send traffic directly to, schedule a call. So if your ad's like, schedule a call with me and we're gonna, go over, do a free consultation, X, Y, and Z, then that's gonna cost you a lot more. If you consider that a lead, then that's gonna cost you a lot more. What I consider this is an action, CPA, whereas this is a CPL, cost per lead. You're gonna get your cost per lead here, and this is an action. So I would normally send traffic to a lead and then convert it with remarketing and not follow-up email sequences. And these follow-up email sequences need to be sales-led and also marketing-led. I have a whole video base where I researched that, so check it out. I'll put a link in the description below. But basically, you need to know what your offer is. And I highly recommend sending traffic from LinkedIn ads to get the lead and then convert them into an action. Because a lot of people doing LinkedIn ads are sales-led businesses. They're not marketing or product-led businesses. So you need to get the lead, and then you need to convert the lead into an action, which is the scheduled phone call or demo. So make sure you know what your offer is, because if you're going straight in for the action, so this is another gated content piece I have, which is learn the exact cold email systems. If you're interested in cold emailing, I have a free cold email course, so you can link in the description below. You can do this, a 6-day crash course on how to get clients via cold email. Anyway, side point there. Point is, if you're going for the action, your cost per action is going to be a lot higher than your cost per lead. And I recommend trying to buy leads from the platform with advertising and then convert those leads on your own off the platform for free. If you found that useful, I have a LinkedIn ads crash course. Check it out now. It's going to be popping up right now.